And voters in one New Hampshire town way up near the Canadian border are counting down to midnight as well.
That is when all 6 residents of Dixville Notch who are going to be voting will cast their primary ballots, and national correspondent Conte is there.
Right at the stroke of midnight, all 6 of Dixville Notch's residents will be here casting their ballots in this year's presidential primary race. Counting those votes only takes a few minutes, but the historical significance of this dates back decades. We spent a few minutes tonight catching up with Tom Tillotson. His dad started the midnight voting back in the 1960s, and when there are only 6 registered voters in your town, you tend to get a lot of attention from candidates. Right in the middle of our interview, Nikki Haley called Tom asking for his support tonight. You can hear just a brief bit of that conversation.
I think, I'm not looking just to get your vote for a primary. I want to run a race that makes you want to vote for me in a general.
Good luck tomorrow, and we'll be watching.
Now, state law typically mandates that a city or town in New Hampshire has to have their polling location open around 6 or 7 a.m. on Election Day. Midnight voting, though, only works if everyone who is eligible to vote shows up. Otherwise, voting has to remain open. In years past, it's only taken about a minute to count the votes here. The whole tradition dates back to 1960 when one of the town's residents decided he didn't want to drive 45 miles to cast his ballot in the snow. So the town got special legislative permission to create their own polling place here in Dixville Notch. Now the press and media from all over converge here during presidential races and primaries to see how this small town votes. Here in Dixville, we should know the race results within minutes of those ballots being cast, meaning the rest of New Hampshire will know how this town voted when they wake up on Tuesday morning. Conte, Scripps News, Dixville, New Hampshire.